Hello, and welcome to the explanation of the instructions for filling out an empathy map. I'm going to go through the basic instructions and then let you know the modifications we're using for the integration exercise for the ABCs to NVC course. So the idea behind an empathy map is to empathize with somebody else. In this case, we're going to be doing one for ourselves and one for the other or group of others that have happened in a conflict situation. So this first area, what I'd like you to do, just in point form or sticky notes, however it works for you, think about who are you empathizing with. Who is the person we want to understand? What is the situation they're in? And what's their role? So how this applies to us is you're thinking about, maybe it was your sister or somebody at the shop. They seem to be flustered. And maybe they were the source of the conflict. That might be how we empathize with them. Tell the story. Maybe it's a play-by-play, however you want to sort of set up the situation of who they were. What do they need to do? So what do they need to do differently? What decisions do they need to make, and how will we know that they were successful? So how I want you to interpret that part is sort of, what did you want them to do differently? What did you want that person to do differently compared to what happened in that conflict situation? Then I want you to ask yourself, for the perspective of that other person, what do they see? What's in their environment? What does it look like around them? What did it look like to be them from their eyes in the situation that you're remembering? What did they say? What were they saying during that situation? As much as you can remember, and remembering that this is your recollection, but what did they say? What did they do? What behavior have we observed? Maybe this is something that we can just remember, somebody we've just met, or somebody that we know quite well. What do they hear? So what are they hearing others say? What are they hearing from friends? What is the kind of stuff that is coming into them in that situation? Then what do they think and feel? What are their pains, anxieties, and frustrations? And what are their gains? So thinking about the conflict situation that you were talking about, I really want you to address the pains and the gains for that conflict situation. Then for the second part, I want you to refill out the exact same empathy map, so draw it out again, or fill it out for yourself. And I want you to think of the conflict situation that you had in mind for the first person in the situation, and think about yourself. So think about how you felt. Who were you? What was your needs? What did you want? What did somebody want you to do? What was that somebody needed you to do? What did you see? What did you say? What did you hear? And then what were your pains and your frustrations? And what were your gains? Take a look at the feelings and the needs and see if you can use some of those words, especially in those pains and gains categories, both for yourself and the other person. Once you have finish that, I want you to kind of just look at them side by side and think, what is this showing me that's different about this conflict situation that I didn't see before? What is something that I didn't notice that I see now? And how does that change how I view that conflict? When you're done, as it says in the integration exercise, you can post your top 3 insights to the course forum. Good luck. Be gentle on yourself and on the other, and remember that this is really hard work. You're doing great, and I'll see you in the next section.